Hey, what's up, everybody? So, my name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the GoGetter Family Academy, where we teach people to buy investment properties by becoming the bank with little to no money out of pocket and no credit checks. So, tonight, what I'm going to be talking to you guys about is the GoGetter Family's 7 steps to becoming the bank. All right. And as a special gift for all of my followers, all of the viewers, I left a link in the description of this video to the Go Getter Family 7 Steps to Becoming the Bank guidebook. And that guidebook also has a link in it with a video of me reading the entire guidebook to you and taking a little deep dive into a few points because I love to go off on tangents. All right. So don't forget, guys, to hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, consider subscribing if you feel like I bring you some value. Or just be a player about it. How about that? You know what I mean? So, guys, don't forget to if you guys have any questions, I'll be answering those on the second half of the show. I appreciate you popping in with me tonight. And man, let's get down to it.
I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. They some go-getters. We some go-getters. Hope you a go-getter. Let's get it. I'm a go-getter. Hustle to the end, we some no-quitters. Knock it out the park, we for show hitters. Right, left hemisphere, that's a dome splitter. Yeah. We control our own destiny. Make moves, cultivate whole legacy. Creative finance, bring more ecstasy. The right ingredients, now that's a dope recipe.
All right, what's up, y'all? Looks like I got some viewers on here. Go ahead and leave some comments, man. Drop some flames in the comments for your boy. I see Zuli D's on here. Southern Comfort, that's my boy Mother Shed right there. So from the town too, that's what's up. So guys, I appreciate you popping in tonight. Now tonight, I'm gonna give you guys the 7 steps to becoming the bank. All right, this is a special formula that I came up with in order to help people to learn the system of subject to and creative financing, right? Going out here and buying investment properties by becoming the bank, taking over the existing mortgage on a property, or if that property is owned outright, then you can also buy that property by turning your seller into the bank. That's creative financing, okay? And we can mix and match the two, right? So it gets a little sophisticated at times. My mentors say that it is simple, but it's not easy. You know what I mean? So when you know how to do this and you can learn it at an accelerated rate, well, then that's going to give you the edge. All right. I've done several real estate deals where real estate brokers, realtors, agents, they couldn't get anything done because they were within the confines of the traditional way of doing real estate, right? Which is going to a lender, asking that lender permission, having to qualify for debt, doing debt to income ratios, inspections, appraisers, all that stuff, right? When none of that stuff is necessary. But if those are the only rules that you know, well, then that's what you're going to play by, right? But this is the thing, guys. The rules in traditional real estate investing, those are the rules that they want us to know about. All right. Um, yeah, download that thing. So the rules that they give us, right, that they put out there for us, these are the rules that they want us to play by, guys, because they're more restrictive for us. And I'll tell you this right now. There's no way in hell that I'm ever stepping foot into a bank in order to qualify for a mortgage to buy a house. I will never do that again because we don't have to. We do not have to, guys. There's a better way. This is the right way to do real estate. I remember when I discovered this strategy, man. It was an absolute game changer for me, man. It was life changing. And the thing about it is when my partner first mentioned to me, like, man, why can't I just take over somebody's mortgage? I can afford to pay that. That's because at the time we were looking at foreclosed homes to try to find good deals to borrow money from the bank and do a fix and flip, right? Because I always knew intrinsically that distressed properties, foreclosures, if I could get to them before the auction, I could buy that house at a lower price. Well, when I discovered this strategy, it made sense right away because I was already looking at problem solving, guys. And that's what this is. It's a higher level of problem solving with real estate. All right. And it allows us more room to maneuver because when you have an existing mortgage, all right, listen to me now. I don't want to get too complex, but when you have an existing mortgage, you have to, with the traditional way of real estate investing, you have to pay that mortgage off if you're going to sell the home. But there's realtor commissions, there's closing costs, and then the investor, needs to make some money. So you have to do it at a certain price. And if you do not have enough equity, and equity is just what the property is worth, the ARV after repair value when it's fixed up, what you can sell it for, minus the existing mortgage on it, the existing debt. So you subtract the existing debt from the after repair value, that gives you your equity. Well, if you don't have enough equity, then you can't do a deal the traditional way. And the person is just stuck. Like they're just hit. You know what I mean? There's nothing they just got to lose their house, ruin their credit, be ruined financially for God knows how long, 5 to 7 years. You know what I mean? Well, this way, we can get things done, man. We're like magicians. So, man, I'm gonna dive right in. But guys, don't forget to hit that like button. All right. And if you feel like I bring you some value, consider subscribing to my channel. In addition to that, I've left a gift for you guys in the description of this video. Okay. In the description, there's a link for the Go Getter Family's 7 Steps Guide to Becoming the Bank. All right. The guidebook. And in that guidebook, there's another link to a video of me reading it to you. So, man, it's all there. You can read it or you can just listen to me reading it, right? While you're doing other things, multitasking. But let's step in, man. Let's get to this, right? So step number one, guys, is a new reality, a shift in mindset and awareness. All right. And the thing about that is, with anything that we do, our mindset has to be in a particular place. We have to be that person that inside that we want to become, right? That's where that word become. We have to become this person in order to have this success. We have to be this person. So mindset is huge. But then there's the second half of that step number one, which is a new reality, a shift in mindset and awareness. Now the awareness is what exists, right, with this real estate strategy, subject to creative financing, lease options, contracts for deed, agreement for deed, land contract, wrap notes. I mean, there's so many things that we can do, wholesaling, assignments, dude, you name it, man. There's 38 different ways that we can structure a transaction. So you want to know that you want to be aware of all these things. So that awareness, it starts with the awareness. Okay. And once you're aware of these things, then you can do a deeper dive into them to learn them, more with more nuance, right? You can learn the nuance, the subtlety, the details of these things. But if you're not aware of them, well, then there's nothing you can do, right? So step two of the 7 steps to becoming the bank is establishing your playing field, the power of the Go Getter family contracts. All right. Now, understand this, guys. The pen is mightier than the sword. It always has been and it always will be, guys. When they listen, with step two, we are going to teach you to play this game of real estate by the rules of the wealthy and the elite. All right. So when the wealthy and the elite create an industry, they make rules for them, right? And then they make rules for us. Now, our rules are going to be much more restrictive, just like in real estate. You got to go apply for debt, right? Don't try to get any credit cards 3 months before you get a mortgage, and have a job for 2 years, and all this stuff, right? What's more restrictive? We have to ask them for permission, but the rules that they play by, no, they get to maneuver any way that they want to. So we're going to give you the rules that you can play by, that the wealthy and the elite play by. This way, we'll be starting at the same starting line as them. All right. And in addition to that, right, most realtors, they don't know what an assignment is. An assignment, man. And an assignment is very, very common in a lot of different contract law, not just real estate. Okay. So something as simple as an assignment, understanding how you can do that is important because that will make you money. We can make, guys, we can make 10, $15,000 by simply shuffling some paperwork in real estate, taking it from here, doing our thing, adding our document, and boom, 10, 15 grand right there, shuffling some paperwork. You don't even have to step foot inside of a house, guys. There are so many different ways to do this. You just have to be a creative problem solver. And we are solving problems for the seller. And then we are solving a problem for our buyer, be it an investor or a family that can't qualify for a traditional mortgage. But understanding these rules, establishing your playing field, man, And then understanding the contracts, assignments, the due on sale clause, right? Also, setting up a trust and then understanding what contracts are needed for each type of transaction. There are different contracts that you need, right? For say, take a lease option for an example, okay? One, you're going to need your standard option to purchase real estate document. Then you're going to need your tenancy agreement. And then after that, you're going to need your lease assignment document so that we can assign that lease. That's a sandwich lease option. Well, that's going to be different from a subject to transaction. Subject to, you need your standard purchase agreement, but that has to have particular language in it. You need your due on sale acknowledgments, your seller acknowledgments. You need your memorandum of contract, limited power of attorney. Um, and I think that's it. I kind of ran through it, but there's different contracts for each transaction. All right. And my favorite transaction is creative financing, buying on contract, right? But the Go Getter family does it different. We use a power of attorney so that we're getting complete control of that property, and then we'll transfer it into a trust. I don't want to get too sophisticated, but there are levels to this, man. There are levels, man. And the more levels that you move up, the quicker and the better you will be able to look at a situation in real estate and be able to solve that person's problem. That's what it's all about. Now, step three, though, in the Go Getter family 7 steps to becoming the bank is value based negotiating. How to negotiate in a way that is authentic and gets results. That's what it's all about. So, with us, we set ourselves apart. All right. What we're going to do is one, with our value based negotiating, we use something called conversational negotiating. So really, internally, I call it conversational interrogation because we're asking questions, guys. Who, what, where, when, why, and how questions. Okay. So listen to it, right? Because the person that is going to be the most successful always, and I mean always, ask the best questions. So I'm out golfing with a friend yesterday, man. And we were playing 9 holes initially, right? And we played like crap the first 9 holes. So we was like, man, the hell with that. We're playing 18. So we go in the clubhouse after the first 9 and we tell them, hey, we're going to play another 9, but we got to pay you for that other 9. And this dude tried to charge us $70, man, for 18 holes, right? And the course ain't all that. So my homeboy's like, man, I'm not paying that. That ain't how y'all do it. And I'm like, dude, whatever, man. Let's just pay it, man. It ain't as petty. I ain't even tripping. He's like, nah, I ain't paying that. And the guy's like, it's $35. I'm like, and then I was like, dude, it's $35 for each 9. He's like, yeah. And my homeboy's like, no, no, it ain't. So I said to him, I said, all right, man. So if I call in and I say, hey, I want to make a tea time to play 18. How much is that? He said, oh, it's $55. I said, well, man, we owe you $20 then. We played 9 and we're about to play another 9. That's 18. Why are you trying to charge us 70? But the key there, guys, was I asked him, how if I call in, how much is that to play 18? That is a how question. So I trapped him. He had to answer that question and then thus giving us the right price. But he was trying to play us, man, because we're not your typical dudes on the golf course. But it's the same thing with real estate investing. Asking questions is a form of negotiating. All right. I'm going to give you another tip. A listening ear is worth millions, man. It is worth a fortune. In our negotiating, we should only be talking 30% of the time. 30% of the conversation is about us. The other 70% is about our prospect. All right. Be it the buyer or the seller. That way, because the person who has the most information is going to win the negotiation. And I say win, quote unquote, right? Because we're trying to get to the same goal, man. We want everybody to be better off because we met each other. All right. So, step 4, though, is your exit strategies. It's how you make your money and scale your business. All right. So, once you've acquired the property, you got to make your money. You got to sell it. Well, this is the thing with us. We teach you how to get all of the benefits of being a landlord without any of the headaches. None of the headaches, man. It is glorious, right? We're not just getting that first month's deposit, the first month's rent, and then a deposit, and then we're responsible for maintenance and repairs. And that's man, being a landlord sucks, dude. And then went through COVID, right? And people didn't have to pay for a year, couldn't get kicked out over a year, actually. With us, we get a non-refundable down payment. All right. It's called something else in the contracts. It's called an option fee, but it's a non-refundable. I just got a $40,000 down payment. And then I get monthly payments, monthly rent to own payments, but I'm not responsible for the maintenance and repairs. And there's several different ways that you can structure that. So we teach you how to do that with the Go Getter Family's exit strategies, right? How to make your money and to scale your business, man. And this is the thing. I'm gonna tell you. So I'm at Walmart one time, right? And I'm getting my oil changed, and my tech guy, my IT guy called me. So I'm talking to him and I'm giving him instructions on what I needed done. And the guy behind me, he after I get off the phone, he's like, "Hey, you in real estate?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm in real estate." You know what I mean? And I tell them what I do, and I'm like, I have a unique way of doing real estate where we partner with property owners to help them pull money out of their properties relatively fast, and then we're able to solve their problems and get them back in control. Sometimes in as low as 24 hours, right, or as soon as 24 hours. And he's like, "Oh yeah," he starts telling me about his business, and he's a pharmacist, but he owns some properties. So he owns like 5 properties, 1 3-unit and 1 2-unit. And I asked him a question. I said, "Well, how much do you cash flow?" And he said, "Cash flow?" Like, he didn't know what cash flow was, guys. He didn't know what cash flow was, guys, and I could see the pain on his face from being in real estate, and he kept saying, "Well, yeah, this is my first year, so you don't make money your first year," and da and I'm like, "What? Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, you make a ton of money your first year. You're just not doing it right, man." I didn't say that to him, but that's what I'm like, "Oh my god, man." So, being a typical landlord, guys, is not the way to go with real estate. That is the prehistoric way, all right? And that is the way, honestly, that the powers that be want us to do real estate so that we can be in debt to them and count on somebody else to pay that debt while we make peanuts. So, in essence, we are just a glorified employee of the bank. All right. And for those of you that are just popping in, my name is Gene Boykin. I'm the founder of the Go Getter Family Academy, where I teach people how to become the bank with real estate investing and to be at the top of their game as an entrepreneur in this digital economy, all right, and get you multiple streams of income. And we get all that done in 90 days to 6 months in our program, but you are a lifetime member of the Go Getter family once you're in. All right. So, hey guys, I appreciate you popping in tonight. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you feel like I bring you some value, consider subscribing to my channel. Okay. If you guys have questions, I will be answering a couple questions here on the second half. Now, step 5, though, of the Go Getter family's 7 steps to becoming the bank is finding prospects. How to never worry about finding deals. Guys, he who has the deal has the juice, all right? And I remember the market has started to shift, but before it started to shift, it was a seller's market. So it was hard for people doing it the traditional way to find deals. Not for me, man. I found the best deals in my city. The best deals, man. And this is the thing. We want off market, no competition leads. So with the Go Getter family, I'm going to teach you where to find the best properties that aren't even for sale. I got a saying, if it's for sale, I don't even want it. I don't want it. I want all off market deals because the best deals are off market. If it is on market, a person is trying to get retail value for it. All right. So I'm not saying that I won't buy a house that's on the market because I will, but that is not my primary focus. I will not, and I repeat this, I will not get on Zillow or some other platform looking for houses that are listed. There is a better way. And remember this, guys, always know this. We do not buy houses. All right. We buy problems. We are buying problems, guys. And if we can be a solution to that problem, well, the side effect of that is us getting paid very, very well and then getting a house on top of that, getting an asset. And this is the thing. If any of you guys follow crypto right now, oh my God, dude, Bitcoin, phew, what? Just had the floor pulled from up under it, man. That thing is dropping like it's hot right now, man. People are losing their minds. There's a lot of people that became millionaires with crypto, and hey, I have more power to you, man. I want people to get paid, man. I want people to eat. I want people to have financial freedom. All right. But if you are working with this asset, right, this asset that is not tangible, there are people behind closed doors, man, making moves, pulling strings, and they are determining the value of that asset. So if you bought in at when it was high 40, 50,000, and now it's down to 19,000, dude, you lost so much money. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm buying houses. That is where wealth is built. And the thing about real estate is this: real estate is always going up, right? But then it goes in cycles. So when another cycle hits, it will go down. Yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of things. But the thing about real estate is this: when it goes down, the moment that it starts to come back up, right? It always goes up higher than where it was when it began to lose value. So you really cannot lose with real estate. The thing is, did you buy right? That is going to determine if you're going to lose your ass or if you're going to be all right. Like me, I'm going to be cool, man. If the market crashes, I'll be just fine because I am not over leveraged. I took over people's debt. I didn't have to qualify for that debt. And then I have people in my houses that are buying them from me on rent to own, man. Rent to own. So I got a huge down payment, which is pretty much just an insurance that if a person doesn't pay me that monthly payment, the little bit of time that it takes me to get them out of there, I won't be getting hurt by that because I got that big old down payment. All right. So our next step though in this process, man, because we want to do this from A to Z. If you 95% of real estate investors fail. Following the Go Getter family 7 steps to becoming the bank is how you will fall into that 5%. Because most people jump out there and they get started with this and they do not have a plan. All right. So you've got to have a plan, guys. And if you follow these steps and you learn this stuff, you are always moving with a plan. And the thing about it is this, though, okay? This is not like the traditional way of real estate where it's like you go A, B, C, D, E, close a deal. It's not like that, guys. I'm not even going to sit up here and act like it is because it isn't. It is unconventional, right? So I've got the 7 steps, but these are all ingredients to a recipe. It's almost like when you went over to your grandma's on a Sunday, man, and grandma got that good old home cooking food, boy. Ooh, I miss that, man. I miss it. But grandma, man, grandma didn't have no measuring cups and shit, dude. No, she was doing the flick of the wrist, man. Man, what? Grandma knew, right? This ingredient, some of that ingredient, a little bit of this one, right? And then at the end, that finished meal, that thing was amazing. That thing was amazing. But if one of the ingredients are left out, well, at the end, that meal does not taste as good as it's supposed to. Well, it's the same thing with the 7 steps to becoming the bank because you might use some of step one and step three and then some of step five, right? You're not just going one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. All right. This is the way that you learn this information, build it out, begin to take action after step three, and then continue to learn and take action, learn and take action, learn, take action. And you got a house, man. You've got a house. All right. Now I do have to say this. I am not a licensed attorney, accountant, or a realtor. All right. I'm pretty much just a certified go-getter. That's it. I do also have to say that with this strategy, I was able to buy 6 houses in 6 months in my city for me. And then I help people all around the country to buy houses, man. California, North Carolina, St. Louis, man. A couple of times in St. Louis, a couple of different people, dude. We was getting it in. So I think in a year I did like 22 deals or something like that. So hey, getting paid. All right. Now, after step five, right? Finding prospects, how to always have a house to buy. Well, step six is building a buyer's list, how to never worry about having somebody to buy your house. This is how we are able to buy these houses with no money. That's why I say when I got a free house, that doesn't mean that there was no money involved. That just means that I didn't come out of my pocket and say, hey, here, this is for your house. No, I ain't doing it. I mean, I will, right? But I don't want to because I know the ways to do it where I don't have to. So I'm going to put myself in a position so that I don't got to use my own money. But guess what? I got an asset. I just got a house under contract, man, about a week and a half ago. All right. I'm closing on that house September 1st. 20 grand I got to pay out in equity. I'm going to own that house, but it's not going to be my 20 grand. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. So, but having an end buyer is great. All right. And if we get to a point where we can have more end buyers than we do sellers, that is a good thing. That's a good thing because a lot of times, man, it's harder to find a buyer than it is to find a actual house to buy. So once you build up that reputation, and this is the thing about us, we don't buy lists, man. I do not buy lists. I remember one of my students asked me that last week, like, "Hey, do you know how to buy the list?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't buy lists. I don't do that. No, no way, man. I'm not buying a list of buyers or buying a list of prospects because there's a better way, man." I remember, I'll tell you guys a quick story. So I had a house that I bought this past July, and I had to pay out $12,000 in equity to my seller and then take over the existing mortgage. Well, guess what? I didn't have the 12 grand. All right. I wasn't even up there yet. Right. So we set we set our closing day out by 30 days. That way, we give ourselves time during that inspection period, that due diligence period, to market the property because we have it under contract. We can market it. Well, that gives us time to find our buyer, get a down payment. Okay, so that house that I had to pay out 12,000, my plan was to get a $20,000 down payment, pay out the seller 12 grand, and keep the other 8,000, and then I make the monthly passive income off of that too, which that's how it turned out. But it wasn't going well at first because the house needed a lot of updates. All right. And I don't like to do fix and flips. So I'm showing this house to people. They're walking in. And as soon as they come in, I can feel the energy, man. They're like, "Oh, get me the fuck out of this place." Right. This place. No, I don't want to buy this place. I damn sure don't want to give you $20,000 down for it. So I'm like, oh shit, man, what am I going to do? And I get asked this question a lot on my TikTok. What if I can't find a buyer? Well, this is the thing, right? And I was like, what? Oh, fuck, man, what am I going to do? Because I got to pay this 12 grand. Um, but also on the flip side of that, I was solving my seller's problem. So I was a solution to his problem. So I go to him and I'm like, "Hey, Jason, man, we're not gonna be able to close on whatever the date was. I can't even remember what the date was because some unexpected things popped up during our inspection. So we're gonna need an additional 2 weeks. And I even told him, I was like, because he bought the house for his girlfriend. I'm like, "Man, you know that your girlfriend didn't respect the place, didn't take care of it. So, we're not in the business of losing money. All right. So it's gonna be, another 2 weeks before we can close." And he got a little pissy with me. He's like, "Oh, well, I might as well just fix the place up and rent it out myself." Now, this is the thing, guys. Before I go talk to a hot prospect, I do some research. So I knew that this house was a failed listing, that he had tried to put it on the market with a realtor without doing any repairs and tried to sell it and couldn't. It was a failed listing. So I knew he didn't want to do that. I knew it. And I knew he didn't want to fix it up because he had all these opportunities to fix it up and he didn't. I mean, he had money. This wasn't a foreclosure or anything. He just didn't want to fiddle with it. He just didn't have the time. So I say to him, "Hey, if you want to fix it up, I can refer you to some really good contractors. I can even refer you to a realtor if you want to put it on the market and sell it and get retail. I did the don't want her. I was like, "All right, dude, if it's a problem, cool. I'll help you out even. I'll refer you to some contractors and shit. You can deal with it. Is pretty much what I said in other words. He's like, "Oh, I'll give you 2 more weeks, whatever, whatever." So I'm like, "Cool." And I'm like, man, after I left, I'm like, "Dude, I got to do something. Like, what am I going to do?" Because I needed that money at the time too. I almost came to the point where I was going to get a $10,000 down payment and then pay the other 2,000 out of my pocket to pay the seller. And then I was just going to make the monthly passive income, the $300 a month. But then it came to me, go downtown and get the Section 8 landlord list. That is an instant buyers list. Why? Because Section 8 landlords are what, guys? What are Section 8 landlords? Anybody know? Let me just check the comments, man. I got some viewers on. Does anybody know? Just checking with you. Does anybody know what a Section 8 landlord is? Put it in the comments. I don't see no comments yet. All right. I'm going to quit torturing you guys. Section 8 landlords, guys, are no. Somebody said buyers. Yes. Yes. Somebody said tired landlords. Somebody said buyers. Somebody said investors. Yes. Section 8 landlords are investors because they already own properties and they're renting them out Section 8. So I go down and I'm giving you guys a huge tip right here, man. That's a buyers list, instant buyers list. Right? That's a creative way. So I go downtown, right? And it's not at your courthouse because that's a federal subsidy. Section 8 is. So it was at our Department of Human Services. So I go downtown and I get the Section 8 landlord list. I'm like, shit, bet. You know what I mean? I got that whole list of buyers. So I skip trace them, get their information, and then anyway, so then I the first landlord that I called, man, I let him know what I had going on, told him he could buy an investment property, didn't even have to go to the bank and qualify for debt, and didn't need that full amount. He just needed 20,000 down. He was on it and has loved me ever since. That's how I got that $20,000 down payment on that property. So that's one of the many ways that we have of building a buyer's list uniquely, guys, without having to send out a bunch of emails, frivolous emails, and just come across as a bullshitter and all that. We don't do that, guys. We've got a better way. All right. But it's important to have that. Then finally, step 7, guys, the final step is building your team so that you can work on your business and not in it. All right. And there's a subtle difference there because a lot of business owners, man, are not business owners. They are merely business employees because without them, their business won't run. So if you get sick, God forbid something happened to you and you're out for a couple of weeks, your business needs you. So that thing's gonna fail. It's gonna fall to pieces without you. Well, guys, you are not a business owner then. You are a business employee and you're working yourself damn near to death because you want to work for yourself. You want to be your own boss. That's not what it's about. You've got to have systems in place so that you can build your team and you can plug a person into that part of your system. And then that's part of your system, they just run that. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. That's what they do. All right. So that way the system runs your business, not the people. That's the go-getter family way right there. That, guys, is the go-getter family's 7 steps to becoming the bank, y'all. Now, for those of you that are just popping on, I left a link in the description of the go-getter family's 7 steps to becoming the bank guidebook for you. All right. That way, hey, you can check it out. And there's even a link in that guidebook of a recording of me just reading the guidebook to you. So if you don't have time to read, you can listen to it, man. Multitask, do some different things. So let me see what we got on here, man. Then I got to get up out of here. Recio, what's good? I'm new to the family from North Carolina and been studying the training videos. Need to understand more of the contracts. Found out how to find buyers. Just want to know more to take the jump. All right, Recio. Hey, that's what it's about. I remember when I first had found this strategy, man, and I was like, damn, I got to understand these contracts so that I can do this shit. You know what I mean? And I ended up I bought the contracts. I bought some contracts from one of my mentors, bought some from another person, man, and then got some off the internet and read over all of those things and then put my own together, right? But we provide the contracts for you as well, right? So if you click that link, the learn more link, the subject to masterclass has the subject to contracts and the lease option contracts. So you can buy on lease option and you can sell on lease option. But then you've got the buying free foreclosures too, man. That's because there's 38 different ways. So there's a ton of different contracts, man, ton. But the main one you need is that standard purchase agreement. All right. That's the subject to one. Somebody said flame downloading already. Yeah, the guidebook. That's what's up. That's what's up. How do I do this in Texas? I heard you say it's a little different once. Yes, it is different in Texas. So in Texas, your exit strategy is different because you cannot sell on contract. You can, it's just super sophisticated and some bullshit. So you just don't. All right. If you're in Texas. So J Spot, first off, thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. And this must be, more than your first time watching. So hey, salute, right? Salute. I appreciate it, man, all the way from Texas too. But in Texas, what you do is you buy subject to, right? So you buy subject to the existing financing by taking over the existing mortgage. And then when you sell on something called a wrap note, wrap mortgage. So what it is you're merely, it's like a Christmas present. You got your present and then you wrap your present in Christmas paper, but the wrapping paper is the form of the present. Well, that's the same thing with a wrap. So that way you take over an existing mortgage and then you're going to create another mortgage that at least has the same terms as the existing mortgage you took over. So it'll at least have to have the same APR, right? It can't go any lower. So it can be the same or higher. So that's how you sell. That's it. So you can do it. You just have to use one of the many different ways that we can, right? Recio from North Carolina. That's what's good. Hey, I love to hear that, man. Recio says, I found you on TikTok a few weeks ago and haven't looked back. Bro, I swear to God, I promise to God, man, when I found this strategy, when my now mentor, right? Because I found this strategy from Chris Haskins, right, on YouTube. And he wasn't my mentor at the time. But when I found this strategy, I knew just like Recio, man, it was no looking back for me. Right. So I dove in, man. I devoured this shit and I worked my way up to getting that to be or to getting Chris Haskins to be my mentor, to work with me, man. I've been on his show twice on YouTube. He's been on my channel once. You know what I mean? Like, dude, and then I worked my way up to Lou Brown, man. But that's from putting in this work because I knew that this was the keys to the kingdom. So thank you, Recio. I appreciate it. Oh, you got you an attorney? Okay, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. We need an attorney to close. You need an attorney or a title company to close subject to deals, right? You don't need one for creative financing when you buy on contract or a lease option, but hey, it's not bad to have them. For the lease option, do you buy and hold for monthly cash flow? Don't really understand the method. Yeah, it's mainly for monthly cash flow and it's to pay down that existing debt that you took over. All right. So, and you know what I mean? You can, it just depends on the property that you get. A lease option is usually used when you don't want to take title to that property. All right. There might be some liens on there and you got to work those liens out. It might not be that great of an existing loan that you're taking over, so you don't want to buy it on contract. You don't want to buy it subject to, so you buy it on a lease option, and then you just assign that lease. But man, you can make a ton of money on a sandwich lease option, man. Ton of money. Yay, like and subscribe for this already. Is gold. Driving for dollars. That's right. I love driving for dollars, man. I'm always driving for dollars. We got to be in that 5%, Zuli Day. Zuli D or Zuli Day? We're gonna have to talk sometime when I'm out in Cali, right? You from Cali, ain't you, Zuli? Pretty sure. Not the flick of the wrist, the flick of the wrist. Oh man, y'all be killing me. Hey, the Mike Show. This is my guy right here. So, when using the power of attorney paperwork to stop the property from going into auction, how many days do they give us as a grace period after that process? I'm not certain what you mean by how many days they give you, but I'll give you the day. So when you go to a seller and you talk to them and they let you take over their mortgage, they agree to it, they sign the paperwork, sign the limited power of attorney. You call the lender, and when you turn that paperwork into the lender, it takes them 3 to 5 days just for that power of attorney to get on the right person's desk and get in the file before they'll start talking to you as the power of attorney. So there's those 3 to 5 days. All right. Now, there's no grace period where they're like, oh, you took over this debt, so here's a grace period. It doesn't work like that. So it just depends, man. If they can get a forbearance, cool, we'll get that forbearance. If not, you got to reinstate that mortgage. So you got to catch up those back payments. So if they're behind, right? So it just depends on the circumstance, Mike Show. I hope that made sense to you. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. I'm purchasing your free foreclosures program this week. How do I make sure a contractor is trustworthy? Here from Tennessee, been following TGGF for a year now. Finally old enough to start. Hey, hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I hope you've been studying. I hope you've been studying along the way. Spy 90905. I hope you've been studying along the way. So, how do you make sure that a contractor is trustworthy? Man, that's a tough question. That is a tough question. One of them is, how long have they been around? All right. How long they've been in business. And that's a see, when you ask these questions, you want them to be like non-invasive, So you're just like, how long you been doing this? Like you're just out of curiosity, how long have you been doing this? But the answer that you get is going to tell you, you know what I mean? It's going to tell you something, right? If they're like, oh, I've been doing it 5 years off and on, watch out, right? If they're off and on. All right. Then also you can ask them like, what other jobs have they done? What other jobs have you done? Right now, if you're hiring a contractor to do some work for you, man, that is dangerous. All right. So I hate to even use that term, but it is. So any contractor that wants you to pay them any money up front, don't do it. Do not do that. All right. You never pay that up front. Maybe spring for the material. That's it. All right. You pay them as they go or at the end of the job. As they go or at the end of the job, Spy 90905. All right. So, woo. Ricio says, I think I have the answers, just a little nervous, LOL. Hey man, hey Ricio, I was just telling my student, I had a session yesterday with my one-on-one student, and I was telling him, man, like shit, I was shaking in my boots the first time I talked to somebody, man. Shit, the first fucking few, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times I talked to a prospect. That's the whole thing about it. We've got to start this because when we start, we get better. All right, Ricio. So this is what I want all of you guys to understand is that you should not be so focused on the results, right? Because when we're so focused on the results, if you don't achieve those results, you're more prone to giving up. Like, oh, I didn't get what I thought I would. I can't do this. This ain't for me. Don't do that, right? Be more focused and happy about your consistency, right? Be happy that you're being consistent. So, Mauricio, if you like, you know what? I made 10 cold calls yesterday. That was my goal. You got to pat yourself on the back for that. Even if you didn't even talk to anybody, you still pat yourself on the back because you were consistent, man. You were persistent and committed. We've got to be happy about our commitment. If you're happy about your commitment, it makes it easier for you to get to your goal because you are committed, man, and you continue to do what it is you need to do to get to that goal. All right. So, last question. Ricio says, can you explain the memorandum real quick? Yes, I can. So, a memorandum of contract is what we call our deal insurance document. All right. So, deal insurance is, if you go and talk to a seller and that seller agrees to sell you their house for a certain price and you guys sign the purchase agreement, and then you go and start doing your thing to prepare to, make that happen, to prepare to close. Well, some other investor comes after you and talks to your prospect and maybe offers them more money. And people will do this shit for 500,000 bucks, man. They'll be like, all right, yeah, I'll sell you my house. And the whole time they've agreed with you. So now somebody else offered them $1,000 more. So now they're not answering your phone calls. They're not answering your texts, none of that. And closing day is getting close. And you've been out here doing your thing, spending time, maybe spending money to get prepared, right? Finding a buyer, getting things in order, making plans. Like you're doing all this shit, man. And that shit is valuable. It's worth money, dude, your time. But now this person's not answering your calls because somebody else offered them more money. Well, with the memorandum of contract, when we get that signed and we record that, what it does is it clouds the title. All right, it clouds the title and it says that this person, this owner, has agreed to sell you the property. There's an agreement for this. So when that new buyer, that new investor goes to close on this transaction and they're at the title company and the title company does a title search, guess whose name's gonna pop up like a jack in a box? Bing! You like shit? Yeah, it's me. It's me. I'm here. Right? So they can't pass a clean and marketable title with that memorandum. So what it does it's your deal insurance. Now, in order for that new buyer to get a clean and marketable title, and most people don't do real estate this way, so he's probably borrowing money from the bank, and the bank is not going to let that transaction go through without a clean title. So now you can charge them a fee to complete that transaction because you'll get a call from the title company like, hey, Ricio, doing this real estate transaction and we see that you have the title clouded. Can you release that for us? And you just ask them, well, what address is that? And they tell you. And well, what's going on? You just ask them. And the title company, they ain't got no dog in the fight, so they're going to tell you what's going on. And then you tell them, yeah, well, this is the thing. That seller has a contract with me, a purchase agreement signed and notarized to sell me their property, and they stopped answering my calls. So I planned on buying that house. Did a lot of work, and depending on the circumstances, right? If there's a lot going on, a lot of people invested in that situation, you can charge 10, 20, 15, $30,000, man, for that release fee of that memorandum. Deal insurance, guys. You got to have that memorandum. You get that thing signed and notarized and recorded every single deal. All right. My guy Saeed. Hey, Saeed, man, what's good? So you're a little late. I'm about to hop off, but in the description of this video is my 7 steps guidebook. There's a link to my 7 steps to becoming the bank guidebook. And then in that guidebook, there's another link to a video of me reading it to you. So if you ain't got time to read it, you can listen, man, because that 7 steps guidebook goes hard. So guys, I appreciate you guys popping in tonight, man. I hope that you feel like I brought you some value. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hey, you feel like I brought you some value, be a player about it. subscribe. You know what I mean? Shit, get your boy in the algorithm so that we can get this knowledge out to the everyday hardworking people that deserve to know that there's a better way to do real estate, guys. I bought 6 houses in 6 months and I did 7 transactions. Is that not off the hook? Is that not amazing? Man, I freaking love this stuff. I love it. It has changed my life. I mean, could you imagine yourself not having to go to a bank and with your hat in your hand, asking them for credit to buy an investment property? Can you imagine that? Like, think about it, man. My whole life has changed. My whole life has changed, man. It is what I've always dreamed it was gonna be, and it's getting better and better by the day. By the day. That doesn't mean that it's easy. It just means that I'm doing life my way now. I control my life. I control my time. I'm not selling my time to survive, right? Think about that. Could you see yourself not having to wake up every morning and go put energy, your life's force into this job, this place that you don't want to be, but you know that you have to because you got bills to pay and you got to eat, you got to survive, you got to put clothes on your back, you got to take care of your kids? Could you imagine not having to do that? Not having, I'm not saying that it's easy, guys, because it's not. I'm not even going to sit up here in front. All right. It is not easy, but I'm building something for me and my family, man. And I love it. And I've got financial freedom finally. Woo, that's a hell of a feeling, dude. Hell of a feeling. So, guys, I appreciate you guys popping in tonight, man. I hope that you guys do feel like I brought you some value. And oh yeah, guys, for those of you guys that need to make a side income, right? To try to, if you want to get my mentorship, man, my mentorship is not cheap. All right. I'm not even gonna sit up here and act like it is because it's not, because it's valuable, man. I fucking help people get houses for free. But anyway, if you need to try to make some money in order to do that, the Go Getter family, we've set up an affiliates program where you can become an affiliate partner for free. It does not cost you a thing. All right. All you got to do is you click that link, the affiliate program link, and then you go in there and you sign up. And what happens is you get your own personalized link for my buying free foreclosures course. So you can sell that course. And anytime that course sells from your link, you get 50% commission. So you make $48.50 because it's a $97 course. Now, in order to sell that program, you don't have to go out and be a salesman. Hey, buy this course, buy that. No, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. Right. No, all you got to do is repost my TikTok videos, man, that have went viral. You can start another TikTok and start reposting my videos. Boom. And then you put the link in the profile. So when somebody buys from that link, you make $48.50 and you ain't did shit. You haven't shown your face. You haven't talked. You haven't like sold the product or nothing. You just reposted my videos, man. Boom. I'm trying to look out for y'all, man. And the digital economy is the best way to make money right now. It is recession proof. And all you need is one of these. That's it. Just a phone, man. You can repost the videos from your phone, dude. And that shit's free. Man, I love it, man. So hey, I'm trying to look out for my people. All right. All you gotta do is repost my videos. So guys, I gotta get up out of here, man. Um, I gotta get up out of here, guys, but I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you feel like I brought you some value, consider subscribing. All right. So hey, I'm gone. But until next time, let's get to it, y'all.
I'm